Okay, so before I play anything, I just want to play this short clip. It's our best mate, Matt O'Connor, founder of Fathers for Justice. Watch this.
Today, I'm here to talk about this child abuse scandal that is parental alienation that affects so many of our children. We need to call this out. Like any abuse, it's child abuse, and it's happening behind the closed doors of our secret family courts. We need to make this a criminal offence.
Now, look, at first glance, he's not wrong. Parental alienation is a form of emotional abuse. That is child abuse, when it's real. But here's where he loses the plot. It doesn't happen in family court. The courtroom isn't where alienation starts. It's where it gets ignored, misunderstood, or worse, weaponized. Alienation starts long before any court papers are filed. It happens in bedrooms, on school runs, at breakfast tables, in offhand remarks, loaded silences, and the subtle look that mum gives when dad's name is mentioned. That's where the rot sets in. Not in front of a judge, but behind closed doors at home. Family court doesn't create alienation. It becomes the graveyard where all those poisoned seeds are dug up, but usually far too late. So when Matt is saying, "It's happening behind the closed doors of family court," he's either being deliberately misleading, or he's never been in a courtroom long enough to know the difference between cause and consequence. What he's doing is oversimplifying something incredibly complex, and that's dangerous, because when you dumb it down, you mislead fathers. You make every man who's lost contact believe he's a victim of alienation, instead of asking the harder question: was I alienated, or was I just a nightmare to live with? That's where things get murky. Every man I talk to says he's being alienated, but many of them, they have got no idea how abusive they were because they're not self-aware. They didn't hit anyone, but they shouted, controlled finances, undermined, made the house cold and tense and unlivable. That's not alienation, that's just consequences. But here's the twist. Sometimes they weren't abusive at all. They were good dads, involved dads who got cut off and cut out by an ex who wanted control. And now the kids are saying, "I don't want to see daddy anymore." Not because of trauma, but because mum's been rewriting the narrative day by day like a bedtime story with no ending. And the court can't tell the difference. They don't know if it's estrangement due to genuine abuse or alienation due to manipulation. They don't know if mum's being protective or just possessive. And by the time they've realised they've got it wrong, years have passed and the damage is done. And if Matt really wanted to change the system, he wouldn't be pouncing around like pretending to be like fucking Banana Man or on TikTok or some sort of superhero. He'd be campaigning for mandatory psychological assessments in high conflict cases, a legal definition of what alienation behaviour really is, judicial training on how to spot manipulation versus real safeguarding, penalties for false alienation claims used to control contact, enforcement powers that actually mean something when an order's breached. But he won't, because that's real work and takes real thinking. And Matt's not here to fix anything. He's in here to be seen, just him. He wants to be centre of attention. And the truth is, what happens in court isn't alienation, it's the aftermath. And if he actually understood the process, he'd be asking why CAFCAS officers don't recognise it, why judges look the other way, why a mother can claim alienation was necessary due to vague safeguarding concerns with zero evidence, why claim child-focused dads keep getting punished while manipulative co-parents get praised for protecting their child's welfare. This isn't a cartoon. There are no heroes and villains. There are traumatised kids, confused parents, and the legal system, that's too undertrained, underfunded, and frankly, underwhelmingly to sort through all this mess. So no, Matt, no, it's not happening inside the court. It's happening outside the court. And it's what the court fails to act on. That's the real scandal. We don't need louder voices shouting abuse. We need smarter ones, asking the right questions. Less drama, more depth. Less PR, more reform. And definitely less purple velvet.